Hello, my name is Jim Zeiler. I'm with Americans for Prosperity. I'm a grassroots coordinator. I'm up in northwest Wisconsin and have the rare opportunity to travel the entire state trying to organize conservatives. I'd like to welcome Sean and Craig. See a few people from outside of Polk County here today. I don't know how many of you are actually, how many people are familiar with AFP, Americans for Prosperity? It was started about 25 years ago by the Koch family, Koch Refining, Flint Hills Resources. It was originally called Citizens for a Sound Economy. And 5 or 6 years ago, they changed the name to Americans for Prosperity. If any of you spent Saturday night enjoying C-SPAN like I did, we just had an event in Pittsburgh on tweeting and blogging. Somebody's wife was there and one of the presenters, Sean. Rachel Campos Duffy was there, and she made a presentation. Americans for Prosperity is, to the conservatives, what Acorn is to the left. They organize liberals and socialists around social issues. Americans for Prosperity organizes conservatives around economic issues. We don't get involved with the Second Amendment with guns. We don't get involved in right to life. We're strictly economic issues, returning the government to its original limited duties and obligations, personal entrepreneurship, freedom, personal responsibility is our core issues. Americans for Prosperity 3 years ago in Wisconsin had about 225 members. This week we went over 30,000. Our state chapter has a dynamic leader. How many organizations can claim their head is a block? Mark Block. He spent the last couple of days in Pittsburgh as part of that big seminar. So that's what we're trying to do. We're becoming more and more active. Right now, Mark and I are working with people in Minnesota. Minnesota does not have a chapter. We're doing a feasibility study on all the various organizations over there to see if they need an organization like AFP, which is boots on the ground. We go into every county. If you're going to have a county board issue here, and I know Polk County has one and there's interest in changing their board, AFP works right down to the school board elections, to county board elections. We're not just state and national issues. We're trying to build strong chapters in every state. I met with a lady that's looking at becoming our county coordinator in St. Croix County. We're starting to get western Wisconsin organized, and I've gone all the way over to La Crosse, down to Prairie du Chien, meeting with people, being parts of tea parties, and trying to get the conservatives organized. On the way down here, I was listening to Fox News, and they said 6 out of 10 people think the country's going the wrong way. Well, 6 out of 10 at this point in this regime, I think we stand an excellent chance. If we don't win in 2010, we're wasting our time. So we've got to keep plugging away at it. Our grassroots membership is free. So if you say, well, why should I join? We're not out for money. Our Polk County coordinator is holding our AFP action packets. It tells you about us, and there's registration right in there. You can fill it out and mail it down to our Milwaukee office. I also have some sign-up sheets I brought with me. I'll have to go back to the car and get them, where you can sign up, and a lady that works for me will put you into the database. We need to keep spreading the word. In part of my stump speech, if you're breathing, you're preaching. We got to keep talking to people. 3 out of every 4 people are either moderate or conservative. If we're not out there talking, preaching, spreading the word, we're going to lose. We're now down to 2 Tuesdays, one in November 2010, one in November 2012. If we don't get back, put adults in charge, we know they've gone mad. If we don't take charge in those 2 elections, we could be socialist forever. The nice thing is I won't have to worry about getting a heart operation or a hip replacement, so I don't have to fear that. So I haven't worked my whole life to become a socialist. I flew to the Reagan funeral in D.C., and I'm not going to meet President Reagan at the pearly gates and tell him I did nothing while we became socialist. So we have to get going. What we found, They analyzed, we've got a chapter in Colorado, and they couldn't figure out why did Colorado go liberal. It's not a liberal state. The demographic hasn't changed. We're back in the 50s and 60s. The liberals are in the digital age. They're organized. They're sending out emails. They're sending out Twitter. They're on Facebook. They're on all of these new things. I run into people all over Wisconsin, don't have a computer, don't have email, don't have an idea what Twitter is. They don't tweet. Obama sends out thousands, millions of messages in an instant. We sit around somebody's kitchen table and address postcards. He sends out banners and posters, and we drive around for 2 days trying to put yard signs and field signs out. So we got to get up to the same playing field. We're on a different playing field than they are, and we're basically getting our butts kicked. So when people say, well, who do I talk to? 3 out of every 4 people are susceptible to your message. They're willing to listen to you. And you say, well, it's lost. It's over and done with. In your community, can you think of some group that during the week they put on their fancy clothes and they go out and they knock on doors and they keep knocking on doors? And next week they go out and they knock on more doors. They never stop. Has anybody run into a group like that? Jehovah's Witnesses. If they don't give up, why do we give up? It's not lost. We just got to get into the digital age. If you're breathing, you're preaching. So that's what we got. I'm down here today. If you got any questions, I'd be willing to answer them. Chris is our Polk County organizer. We're doing well. On August 26th and August 27th, we're going to have healthcare forums. We're going to target Tammy Baldwin, Ron Kind, and Dave Obey. They're going to be held in Madison, Wausau, and La Crosse. We're trying to get all the logistics put together for them. And we have John Stossel as our moderator. We're excited. We're going to invite the 3 Democrats. I think they'll probably be represented by empty chairs. This is probably the president calling now. But they'll probably be represented by empty chairs, but we'll give them an opportunity to come and see actually what we're doing and let them participate in the debate. So we need your help. Grassroots membership is free. All we need is people, you go out, you join AFP, you go out and you keep recruiting. We have to deliver. On those 2 Tuesdays, we've got to deliver more votes than the other side. If they outvote us, next year what have we got? We got the census and we got congressional redistricting. If we don't prevail, we know they're mad. If we don't prevail and take back control of our government, we're not going to change it. We're going to take it back and head us in the right direction. So, if anybody's got any questions, if not.
Thank you.